I inherited many things from my mother. The acerbic sense of humor, the need to know a little bit about a lot of things, the wingspan that is more than my total height, gorilla arms as they're affectionately referred to in our family, the BRCA2 gene. That last one. Last December at age 34, 1 year younger than my mother, I received one of those calls that we all dread. Eileen, the results from pathology came back and it's cancer. Shit. Not unexpected, but still, shitty, shit. I always knew that breast cancer was a strong possibility. The last 15 years had been spent making close friends with mammogram and MRI techs and going through a wide array of different diagnostic tests due to being in a high-risk category. But still, after I was diagnosed, I was strong and stoic. I provided others comfort and helped ease their fears when they heard the news. For the most part, I handled everything pretty well, but not always. One morning, a few weeks before my double mastectomy, I had one of those emotional moments. I couldn't uphold the funny girl, doesn't give a rat's ass facade I decided would get me through this little challenge. I was the snotty, blubbering, emotional basket case that was wrestling with issues of mortality and worth. Looking back on that Tuesday morning, it was silly, but these are the things that happen. My prognosis was the best it could possibly be when talking about the big C, but yet there I was drawing comparisons between my situation and my mother's 20 years prior. I immediately threw myself into thoughts about my legacy and what I would be leaving behind. For what will I be remembered? Will anyone care? I remember my mom saying to us girls on more than one occasion when she was in remission, when I'm gone, you're going to have to fight over those 2 needlepoint wall hangings of chickens and that office full of old tax returns, because that's all I have to show for the last 20 years. She, too, questioned what she was leaving behind. She had spent her time focused on all the intangibles in her life, the time spent with her family, friends, clients, and church. Whenever we start thinking about our legacies, those that spend so much time on the intangibles in their lives have to have faith that the people with whom they expended all of their resources will step forward and say, she really helped me out. She loved me and changed my life. We also have to believe that the stories will continue from generation to generation and that the legacy will endure. So back to the Tuesday morning. There I was in my emotionally fragile state debating with my architect husband about wanting to build a napping house on our property. After my diagnosis, I got the idea that I wanted to build a little house on our property. Most people would just start heavy drinking after a cancer diagnosis. It would be cute and cozy, and I would go there and rest and write and paint and drink tea and stare into the woods. I wanted to design it. I wanted to build it. I wanted to procure the materials that would be needed and haul them home in my mom SUV. It needed to be about me. I guess that I thought that years from now, when I was long gone, people would stumble across our little 40 acres at the end of the road, find this little ramshackle cabin and say, "This is awesome! Whoever built this must have been one amazing person, and my life is forever changed." This is where I acknowledge how ridiculous my line of thinking was on that Tuesday morning. So I cried, I debated, I admitted that I didn't know why I was so upset. My sweet husband finally said, "This isn't about the napping house, is it?" No, it wasn't. But think about it. Think about all the attention given to historical figures that produce tangibles. Example, Frank Lloyd Wright. The initial design of the napping house was very reminiscent of Falling Waters. He designed structures that changed the face of architecture. He was also a real asshole. His legacy is strong and will live on indefinitely because we have focused on the tangibles he left behind. His fractured relationships are only a footnote. So I wrestled with my emotions. I thought of my mother, whose life ended too soon. I thought of those qualities of hers that were passed down to me. I thought of all the lives in which she made an impact, mine especially. I sucked it up, dried my tears, reapplied my makeup, and got on with my Tuesday. I'm okay with not spending all of my time producing tangibles that will stand the test of time. I will spend my time with my beautiful, funny child and saint of a husband. I will enjoy my friends and family and fully engage my coworkers and clients. I will try not to be a real ass while working on my projects that are just for show and don't have any real meaning besides producing something to hold on to. And I'll try to be more like my mother.